What the hell? What do you know? Bill Gates turned out to be a complete pervert.
Hello, Tom. I know about your success, about your YouTube channel. I am sure that you are going to be expanding and growing more and more. Saludos, Tomás.
This man, Bill Gates, one of my childhood heroes. When I grew up, in my teens, in my early 20s, this is the man that I look up to, right? He always seems so intelligent. He started Microsoft with Paul Allen, and he built that into one of the world's largest organizations, one of the largest software producers, building, MS-DOS, Windows operating system, Microsoft Office, all the software that you are familiar with, that came from Bill Gates, right? And by doing that, he became one of the world's richest men, only to be surpassed by Jeff Bezos recently, right? And of course Elon Musk and the French guy, I forgot his name, but but he's one of the top 5, let's just say, right? And he always came across as somebody that very intelligent, software whiz, computer whiz. And when he retired from Microsoft, he went into philanthropic. He was like trying to save the world, save the climate, give poor, African villages, drinking water, trying to save humanity from pandemics. He was one of the first people to say, hey guys, we need to look at this pandemic virus situation. And then of course everybody thinks he's such a genius for warning the world about that before COVID-19 happened. Definitely he's somebody that I really looked up to. But recently, Bill and Melinda, by the way, they have a Bill and Melinda Foundation, and they do great work around the world saving people in poverty and helping people in need, right? But Bill and Melinda have announced their divorce after so many years of marriage. And more news came out that he probably was trying to date women in his foundation, the foundation, Bill and Melinda foundation, and the foundation with his wife's name in it, but he was dating women that's working in the foundation. And then more news came out, more dirty laundry came out that Bill Gates was actually dating employees while he was in Microsoft. In fact, Melinda was an employee at Microsoft, and then they got married. But even after that, it didn't stop Bill. Bill was still, dating other women inside Microsoft. In fact, he had a very long years of romantic sexual relationship with another employee, and this employee eventually wrote a letter to the board of directors, although Bill denies it, but that might be the reason why Bill Gates stepped down from Microsoft in the year 2000. So what do Tom think about that? Good for you, Bill, because after all, we are men, and that's just what we do, right? Because biologically, genetically, we want to put our dicks everywhere, right? You might not like me saying that. I made a video about Jeff Bezos and about his divorce, right? Jeff Bezos also had an extramarital affair, and that caused his marriage to, end, right? That just proves that, monogamy doesn't really work, right? Even for men with a lot to lose, billionaires have a lot to lose, they have a public image to protect, they have a lot of money to protect, they still do silly things like this. I like Elon Musk's approach to this, right? Elon Musk just sleep with all the Hollywood celebrity, all right? He's not gonna pretend to be a nice guy. He's not gonna pretend to be a nice family man. He just go and fuck everything he sees. And that is the approach I like. And if anything happens with Elon Musk, nobody cares. Because, well, that's not the image he's trying to portray. But for Bill, he's trying to portray a public image that really doesn't match up to his behavior. So in a way, you could say that he's lying. He's misleading the public. So that's why when we find out that Bill was doing something a little bit crazy. And then, we all are so shocked. But really, I'm not, because Bill has a lot of money and he's very eligible and women like him. I remember in my early 20s, right? I had a girlfriend. She's Indonesian. I was in Canada. We were studying in the University of Toronto, right? And I asked her, like, if Bill Gates wanted to sleep with you, would you do it? And my girlfriend says, yeah, I totally would do it, right? So it's just, it's human nature, right? Women are attracted to success and wealth. And that's just the way it is, right? Bill's gonna be a bad boy because he's eligible. People want him, and that's just the way it is. There's nothing surprising about it. Of course, his wife is not gonna be too happy about it, and that's why they're having a divorce. But, his wife should understand that it's human nature, it's men's nature. We have to put our dicks in everything we see, if we could. The people that couldn't put their dicks in everybody, because they couldn't, right? Because they're not desirable, right? Men like Bill, well, he's desirable, even though he looks like a nerd. But through his success, through, his wealth, he becomes very desirable, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And he's gonna try to sleep with a lot of women, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? And of course, our society has certain values, has certain view on things, and the society may not deem this as acceptable, but most men do it anyways. And then we consider this as such a scandal, but it really is not. Because, we just have to go to men's basic instinct, and then we understand. And I sympathize, I empathize with Bill, and I still think he's a hero of mine. I look up to him very much in my youth, and I still do. I think he's one of the, pioneers in software. And guess what industry I'm in? Software, right? And that does not take away anything from his success, at least in my point of view. So Bill, he might be old, but that's not stopping him. And way to go. I wish I could be more like you. Take fucking action, put your dicks in everything and everyone, and don't be a fucktard.